Welcome to another episode of Nerd Out. I am Randy. This is Brian, and we come to you with no review. No review.
Yeah, nothing.
I'm getting the Transformers Masterpiece Delta Commander Magnus next week, and that's actually creating a lot of drama for me because I had it on pre-order, and I'm totally cool with that. But my love for Masterpiece has sort of gone down a little bit. And I got a bill, and it was like 2 bills.
But it is the best masterpiece. I mean,
yeah, it's up
one
there.
of the best masterpieces.
It's up there. It's just that, like,
arguably.
It's just that right now, I'm kind of like more gung ho about like Mezco 112 than I am with Transformers Masterpiece. So when I think about like 2 bills, I'm kind of thinking like, God, I could buy
for a repaint.
Yeah, what for a repaint? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like if it was 2 bills and it was a totally new mold, I wouldn't be struggling with it. But when it all comes down to it, when it all comes down to it, I'm going to be excited for it.
Yeah, and I mean, you're going to get back into the line as soon as those Beast Wars things come out. Like,
oh man!
As soon as they're out, you're going to love the line again, and you'll be into it.
Yeah,
like they're just, I don't know.
Yeah, no, you know what?
I feel you. I'm not into the line.
I like the Beast Wars. It's just the Inferno. But we'll see.
That's
we'll
ugly.
see.
It's ugly.
Yeah. So the likelihood is we will review that next week. Hopefully. But I am dealing with the basement, as you can see. It's sort of a disaster, but it's clearing everything off that side and bringing it out so they can redo the wall. And it sort of got me morbidly thinking. I don't know if it's really a morbid subject, but it got me thinking about something like, it's a 2-part question. Let me bring it to you, and you tell me. It's a 2-part question that can have the same answer. Okay, the first part, and don't answer till I say both of them. The first part is, what would be the one toy, and again, we're talking toys here. We're a toy podcast. We're not trying to be so serious. But what is the one toy you would be buried with? So what is the one toy you would take to the grave with you? Okay, first part. Second part is if you were stranded on a deserted island, what would be the one toy you would want to be stranded with? And when I say toy, action figure, robot, whatever. So they're 2 different questions. They can have the same answer, but they can also be very different. Because I think, personally, the one you would be buried with, sentimental, right? I mean, that's far more sentimental. The one on the island is, which one do you think is the most fun? It doesn't even have to be your favorite toy.
That's the whole thing. For me, it's the same thing. Because, there's toys from my childhood, but toys today just blow them out of the water.
Right.
So it's like I look at it, and that sentimental attachment,
you don't even care?
Sort of gone.
Okay.
In order for the toy to fit into my criteria of being good, it must be playable. It must be fun. It must do a lot of things. It must turn in from one thing to another thing in a rather complex kind of way, which removes any toys from my childhood. And I require newer toys to fit in to my burial.
Okay. So there's no sentimentality basically with you. It's the
No, it has to be sweet. That's what makes it sentimental to me.
Okay, so
I'm a whore.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with being sentimental about a modern toy, because there's a lot of toys that have come out in the last 5-10 years that I've had sentimental experiences with, or you know what I mean? That like I had, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can throw some off, like Masterpiece Prime. Like, there's a lot of sentimentality to that, and it's not even that old. Or Binaltech Blue Streak, or you know what I mean? These aren't that old, but ultimately, like, I'm gonna. Do you want me to go ahead and
sure? Go for it, man.
The one I would be buried with, and Dave Lukowski pretty much nailed it. So thanks to him. Would be the Star Wars Return of the Jedi 1983 Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight. Multiple reasons. One, it's small, wouldn't take up a lot of room. Not that it would matter because I'd be dead. Pretty morbid, but also because it does. Most people who know me well, would you agree that like when you think of me, it's most likely that Star Wars action figure, Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight, or Optimus Prime.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
So I mean, that would be it. Like, that is probably the toy that best defines me as a person, or would be the most sentimental. I love you, Luke Jedi Knight. I love you.
Now, what about to be like on an island with?
This is the tough one. Because it would have to be something that you could like really not get sick of. And here's my thought, and I'm not quite sure. I'm hoping you could change my mind. But it's actually like, my thought is the Weijing MPP-10 Masterpiece Prime.
Yep.
And the reason why I say that over the Masterpiece Prime is because it's bigger and it is better. I mean, I'm sorry, people. It is a superior toy to the Masterpiece. So the YJ Masterpiece Prime would be my choice, but I want you to try to convince me otherwise, because
That's what I thought you were gonna say though.
That
How do I
is.
convince you?
So you can't. So like,
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
but is that the most fun toy? Like, it's up there.
for you it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean mine's easy.
Okay,
Do
which
you have
one
any
would you?
idea what mine?
Okay, which one you would be buried with? Are they
Yeah.
one and the same?
Yeah.
They're one and the same. Honestly, I'd say the YF-19.
Yeah.
The question, Yamato.
Yeah, the Yamato.
Wow.
Just because it's more fun.
Okay.
I'm not gonna argue which one's better because
No, that's what it's about.
everybody argues it. It's like it could be either one. But yeah, I mean that's.
Oh, so you think the Yamato one is more fun than the Bandai one?
I do.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't. You finally brought that to the forefront, because we've had conversations about that.
I've gone back and forth on it, but it's easier to transform and it stays a little tighter.
Yeah, no, that would be a big decision.
But the bot mode on the Yamato, on the God, I can't talk. The bot mode on the Bondi looks a little better.
Yeah,
it's more
yeah.
articulated and stuff.
But it's not about. It's about like the whole package.
Yeah, yeah. I think the Yamato handles a little better.
Okay. See
Yeah.
so you would also that would be the one that you buy. Sad day. This is the one you want to take with you too.
I think so.
The Yamato.
Because I'm
I'm actually
because
surprised with that.
like when I got it, I opened this up and I played with it, and I immediately ordered a second
You ordered
one.
a second one.
Yeah, back up.
And this
I'm
is like an expensive toy. This is like no.
Yeah, and I'm like, no toy will ever beat this. That's what I felt, and it's sort of, it's been topped in some ways, maybe, but not. I don't know. Like to me, it does everything it needs to do. I love it, and it's the toy I have the most of, like the most variants of. Like I buy every one that comes out. I love it.
So I was kind of it makes sense. I was kind of thinking you'd say Tetsujin 28, the
Maybe to be buried with.
Yeah, but are you
bit.
just over that now? I mean, it was a big part of like
of my childhood.
Yeah, your teenage
yeah.
collecting. Like when he was when we were teenagers, he hunted down the Tetsujin 28 Godeiken, and if anyone who's familiar with that, it's a very rare, very expensive toy, and it was a big like.
It was ridiculous for me to have it at the time.
Right, but
like,
it was awesome.
It was awesome.
It was a moment. Like it was a memorable moment.
If I were ever loaded, I guess it would. But it's so expensive. It's like I don't think I could ever legitimately spend that money on it again unless. Like I'd have to get knocked up a few tax brackets.
Yeah.
Honestly.
So now, like, what, like, that's sort of like. So, do you have like a childhood? Like, if I were to guess,
my childhood favorite toy?
Yeah, what was that? Because, I mean, mine was Luke Jedi Knight, like easily. But like, I'm trying to think of like, was there like a toy?
Cyclone.
Probably? Yeah.
I had two of them.
That's
like or I should say I bought it twice.
The transforming Robotech Gaiken one, Cyclone.
Yep. Yeah, that was probably my favorite as a kid.
I certainly wouldn't want to be left on an island with that thing, because I don't know how
break.
Dude, that would suck. Sort of in the same vein, like how about like obviously you're not gonna be buried with a movie, but if you could only like take one movie, what would that? Now that's a tough one, because it's got to be a movie like you could watch, and I'm not talking about your favorite movie, but the one movie that you can keep it on and on and on and on.
Well, it definitely wouldn't be Suicide Squad.
No,
man.
Dude, to have to watch Jared Leto do till you die.
Empire Strikes Back.
Okay.
Probably, I think that'd probably be it for me.
Boy, I got to be honest with you. I'm leaning towards The Goonies.
It's a great movie too.
I know. I just don't know, like. Again, like, this is that's the only one. I mean, I think that would probably be it. That's a tough question.
And I'm actually gonna say my favorite childhood toy was 12-inch Boba Fett.
Okay.
That's like, I don't know why.
Did you have one?
No.
You didn't? No, me neither.
Neighbor had one.
Okay.
I knew I had access to like 5 of them.
Right.
Never had any of those.
Yeah.
And I guess that's why I thought they were so neat, and they were always like this mystical toy that that I never saw till I was older.
It was rare then too, I think.
All the Empire Strikes Back was sort of weird. The TIE Bomber.
The IG-88.
The IG-88.
Yeah, the TIE Bomber. The little micro TIE Bomber. I never had one of those. The only micro one figure I had was the Cloud Car. I love the Cloud Car. As a matter of fact, I love, like, what would you call it? Double cockpit. I like double cockpit. Double cockpit jets. Like, the Starcom, I think it was called Star Wolf. I think it was I love that toy.
Yep, that was sweet.
And then Air Raiders had one. Yep.
Yeah, those were sweet.
I don't know what it is about that. Like, is there any, like, logic to the design of a jet or a plane that has, like, double cockpits?
I don't know, it's just wider. Looks sort of neat, you know.
But how do you fly that? Like, how do you fly a cloud car? Is it
I don't
one
think
person?
you can fly Star Wars planes
Yeah.
and jet. I mean, they don't make sense. I mean, could you imagine flying a TIE fighter? If you really think about sitting in it, you couldn't see anything.
I agree with that, but like they could have
Falcon.
like all sorts of stuff in the helmet. But with the cloud car, does one person pilot it and one person do what? Because
Chills.
it's not even
I think one guy
just
like
hangs
chills out.
Because
Like,
it's not even like those are loaded with like missiles and shit. Like, what is the point of it? But they look sweet.
They just zoom around. I don't know, man.
I don't know.
They wear
either.
goofy outfits.
Yeah, I like the outfits.
The
The white jumpsuit.
they're so
with the orange
cheesy.
helmet.
I mean, it was a cool figure.
I
thought it was a good figure. I love that figure.
I think that figure was pretty much like made up by Kenner, because the only picture they ever had was of that like one shot of like
it was all black. It was all black. It was a black background, right?
Yeah. I mean, there really wasn't like, even in the package art, it's literally like a total zoom in shot of the cockpit of a cloud car, where you sort of see like the silhouette of like a
like
cloud
it's
car
matted in or something.
Yeah, it's pretty hilarious. But I dig it, man. I like the 70s and 80s like spacesuit shit. Like that's for me, man. That's for me. So let us know what you guys think. Like, feel free to post in the comments that question. What would you take to the grave, and what would you take on an island with you? They can be one and the same, like Brian, or they could be two completely different. I think it does, as a toy collector, again, we understand this is, toy based. We're not we're not telling you, of course you should take food to an island with you, or
But assuming you have your food, one toy.
You got one toy, right?
What toy do you not want to ever go without?
Right. Absolutely. You sure yours isn't a Beast Wars Optimus Prime?
I'm pretty sure, man. I think I'd take that to the toilet with me.
That's a good
shit.
Hey, man, I used to do that. I'm gonna confess that.
Yeah,
I used to take action figures to the Transformers.
That's actually a great honor.
It is
for the toy.
That's right. That is a great honor.
Yeah.
Damn straight.
Yeah, that's my warm pocket Mitron. It
It
is, man. Don't touch my Mitron, man.
I'm never gonna
don't ever touch. Don't ever handle that toy.
Don't touch my Mitron.
Yep.
That's awesome. So yeah, post in the comments. Let us know what you think. And check us out on Instagram. Please subscribe if you're not. We're like 100 away from 1,000. Like that's
900.
Yeah,
that's a good way to say 900.
But like that's like when you get 1,000, you're like, all right, man.
Yeah.
But and tell your friends about us. Check us out on Instagram. We post a lot of pictures, and Twitter and Facebook and all that fun stuff. And until next time,
nerd out.
That was some morbid shit. Real morbid shit.